Tonight, new laws on animal testing.
Just unacceptable. It's cruel. It's inhumane.
The Premier promising legislation to end all medical testing on dogs. Plus, the shelter is staying put. A motion to move the inn in St. Thomas falls short.
Let's move forward and continue to improve our downtown.
And taking tug-of-war international.
Being able to tell people that you're going to represent our country is the coolest thing.
The local squad ready to pull their weight overseas.
CTV News with Carlisle Fizette.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Premier Doug Ford says his government will bring in new legislation making medical testing on dogs illegal in the wake of the St. Joseph's healthcare scandal. Hospital officials have repeatedly refused our request for an interview on the matter, abruptly changing their policies after consulting with the government. With the latest reaction, here's Rita Ismail.
A decision to end dog testing at St. Joseph's Healthcare has animal advocates celebrating and asking what comes next.
Absolutely elated to learn that no more dogs will suffer and die in these cruel experiments at St. Joseph's. The experiments never should have happened in the first place.
Animal Justice, a Canadian animal law organization, says it was whistleblowers who first alerted them to what they were witnessing inside the hospital on the, quote, secret 6th floor.
What we found based on their information was dogs who were being induced with up to 3-hour heart attacks and then used in medical imaging studies and used in the same MRI machines that human patients at St. Joseph's were used in.
The fact that we are all grieving.
After the news was made public last week, community outrage grew, including a protest over the weekend. And on Monday, the hospital responded. In a statement to CTV News, the hospital said the Government of Ontario is an important partner in every aspect of our work. Following consultations with the province, St. Joseph's will immediately cease research studies involving dogs. We acknowledge that this will have a significant impact on the groundbreaking research that has resulted in major strides in cardiac care and treatment.
I found out on social media, and I'm thinking that's pretty cruel.
Speaking at an event in Windsor today, Ontario Premier Doug Ford says he intends to pass legislation making dog testing illegal in the province.
I think we just legislate it and ban it. There's no reason we need to be using poor little dogs, right, or cats or anything like that. It's just unacceptable. It's cruel. It's inhumane.
Although pleased with the outcome, Animal Justice says other animals are still being used for experiments at the same hospital.
Pigs who are suffering in experiments as well, who have open wounds on their backs. And there are also rodents being used in tests at St. Joseph's. And I don't think that the public accepts any form of animal testing at a public hospital.
As for the dogs still at the facility, the Beagle Alliance, a national charity that rehomes animals from research labs, has reached out to help.
They're just very resilient and very forgiving towards the species that's actually harmed them. And that's why we really focus on getting them into foster homes and being cared for individually by the fosters and adopters.
Advocates say they'll continue pressing for change, both at the hospital and on Parliament Hill, pointing out that right now Canada has no law specifically overseeing animal testing in labs. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
The Middlesex London Health Unit is closing its location in Strathroy. Brian Bicknell has more on the reasons behind that decision.
Foot traffic is down and staff no longer use this site as much as they used to. That's why the Middlesex London Health Unit has opted to close its Strathroy location, located in the Shops on Sydenham Mall.
We saw underutilization on the staffing front after the pandemic with more hybrid work opportunities for our staff. We just did not have the same number of people using the site from a staffing perspective. And we also saw changes in how clients were engaging those services. We recognize that clients are still starting to access more and more services through online and virtual spaces is reasonable. And so we are adapting to that as we speak.
Dr. Summers also says the move was brought on as an effort to reduce operating costs. The closure will save $200,000 per year. He says staffing will not be affected and clients will receive the same services but in different settings.
For example, we'll be offering some of our sexual health and immunization clinical services at the dental clinic site on a monthly basis. We're working with a neighboring pharmacy to provide some of the services that we used to through this physical space, and the drop-off of well water samples will still be possible at both the dental clinic site as well as through the Middlesex County Library Strathroy location.
Strathroy Caradoc Mayor Colin Grantham tells CTV News he's disappointed but not shocked given funding for health services, but he is glad services will continue to be offered. The closure takes effect October 31st. Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
The federal energy minister shed new light today on the government's plan to turn Canada into an energy superpower. As Rachel Aiello reports, liquefied natural gas will be a significant part of that plan, among other major nation-building projects.
I know there are buyers.
Canada's energy minister made it clear today that with multiple projects in the works and a global demand for cleaner energy, there's a market for Canadian liquefied natural gas that may help make the case for facilities to be fast-tracked through the new national projects process.
What I can tell you from the conversations that the Prime Minister has been having, the Minister of Foreign Affairs has been having, the Minister of International Trade has been having, the conversations I've been having, our allies are very interested in Canadian LNG.
A comment the natural resources sector welcomed.
More customers, more shipments, more LNG export facilities means more jobs for Canadians.
The minister said that as soon as the private sector, provincial governments, and Indigenous groups put forward projects, the federal government will start deciding which ones are in the national interest.
I would expect you would see a rolling set of announcements over the fall as different projects mature and meet the criteria.
While stating the government remains committed to its climate objectives, the minister wouldn't rule out easing federal emissions targets to move these projects forward.
The LNG emissions math is inescapable. So these projects in Canada result in significant increase in emissions. Like one project is equal to about 1 million cars.
Minister Hodgson said that he's focused on results and not how we get there, indicating the powers Cabinet now has through Bill C-5 allows him to deal with any issues that arise. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Good evening. It's sticky out here. We've had scattered showers and thunderstorms in advance of a cold front. Nothing changing just yet. It even feels warmer in parts of the region. Not everyone's seeing the rainfall here in South London. We saw a few drops. Areas in the East End and northeast parts of the city picked up some heavier rainfall. So again, over the next couple of hours, there are a few storms still bubbling, but most of the action has moved just north of Toronto. Our widespread heat warning continues. 26 to 32 degrees out there, feeling close to 41 in Windsor, and London feeling like 35. So scattered showers and thunderstorms weakening over the last hour, as you can see, but another line is coming in tonight. We will introduce heavy rainfall in the area, so we will see some pockets of heavier rain, and thunderstorms will continue through the overnight. This is going to bring some cooling relief to the area, although temperatures will still be on the very warm side. I'll take you through the extended forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Julie. Perth County OPP say they've arrested and charged one person, and they're looking for a second suspect following a violent home invasion. Police say 2 people broke into a West Perth home back on July 12th and assaulted the homeowner. The second suspect is described as a white man with dark, medium-length hair and a dark beard, wearing light-colored shorts and white shoes. Police say they're also looking for a light blue 4-door hatchback. Closing submissions today at the Intimidation trial against a man convicted of online harassment and child pornography. Nick Paparella has more from the London courthouse.
As closing submissions are being made, 44-year-old Jason Nasser sat next to his lawyer wearing a COVID mask and taking notes. In January of 2023, the man who created Creeper Hunter TV, a website he claimed was intended to catch predators, was on trial and eventually convicted of harassment, extortion, and producing child pornography. It was at that trial that Nasser would be charged with intimidating a justice participant, when in a heated exchange, he told the court he knew the name of the Crown's child. In his closing, the Crown at the Intimidation trial, Thomas Mack, said that Nasser was seething when he said the name. saying the only reason he made those comments at the time is with the intention of causing fear in the Crown to impede him during cross-examination. Mack said he should be found guilty because people know that Nasser is proficient online. He's adept at locating targets and he's able to intrude digitally into people's lives. And he's one who went to significant lengths to extort, harass, and shame his targets. Later, defense lawyer Ingrid Grant told the court the Crown hasn't proven its case because Nasser did not provoke fear or impede his earlier trial. She said the judge at the time cut him off and didn't let him complete his sentence after mentioning the child's name. Grant said Mr. Nasser gets angry. He's speaking off the cuff while he's upset. The judge is expected to hand down his decision on this latest case on Wednesday. Nick Paparella, CTV News.
An Ontario family are calling for justice after a fatal head-on collision last week in the Toronto area. Court records show the 18-year-old driving the other vehicle has actually already been charged with dangerous driving for a different crash earlier this year. With more, here's John Woodward.
Andrew Cristillo was a family man with 3 young daughters.
Andrew is a gift to this world. The funniest guy.
And when his wife was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, he stepped up, riding in fundraisers and raising money for cancer research, said his brother Jordan.
He was there along her side through all her appointments, providing her support like a rock.
Then on Sunday, August 3rd, all that changed. Cristillo's car hit head-on just after 9 p.m. as his family returned from a gathering at his parents' house. He died instantly. His wife, Christina, rescued the girls.
She's the strongest person I know. She had to kick her way out of the windshield and try to pull these girls one by one out of the car on her own while they're calling for help from their daddy.
The 4 survivors recovering in hospital. The girls were told of their father's death last week.
Leah has a cast that she saved a spot for Daddy to sign. But he won't be able to do that now.
18-year-old Jay Winkiru Benanthan has been charged with dangerous driving causing Cristillo's death and bodily harm to his daughters. He's also charged with making a false statement to police and accused of failing to remain at the scene. And CTV News has learned the same driver was also charged in a collision on the 401 that sideswiped Premier Doug Ford's vehicle in January.
We were just driving straight. Next thing you know, you got hammered.
We want justice for Andrew. And to make sure that reckless driving, where people have no respect for the lives that they impact with their actions, is put to an end.
Until this happened, surviving Christina's cancer was the family's first focus. Now it's preparing for their dad's funeral. The Cristillo family has an online fundraiser for the daughters, and they also have a lot of questions, like why that driver was able to be behind the wheel. John Woodward, CTV News.
St. Thomas City Council has voted against taking the city's emergency shelter out of the downtown, defeating a motion to move the facility today. With more on the decision, here's Brent Lale.
We've had to barricade our property in order to protect our properties because we're 2 doors away from the emergency shelter.
Business owner and city councilor Earl Taylor is fed up with the homeless who use the city's shelter.
People have had to put up fences, blocks that the city has installed to keep people from congregating, boarded up windows and burned down buildings and theft from historical properties. It's unfortunate.
He was hoping to get city staff to find an alternate location for the inn, one where they'd have a place to congregate and not be spending all day on city or private property. However, his motion was defeated 7-2 at council.
Your Worship, the motion is lost.
We're not going to ignore the conversations we had last night. Let's move forward and continue to improve our downtown.
Mayor Joe Preston believes the city is closer to reducing the number of daily tenants at the inn.
Somewhere around 100 on our by names list, right? Balaclava is under construction. I get to tour it sometime shortly. 78 housing units. Well, you take 78 off 100, you're in pretty good shape. Tiny Hope, 40 more units there. But we got to thank our friends also at Eastwood, who are building a building of 85 heavily affordable units. So we now see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Taylor also wants to reach 0% homelessness, but disputes the mayor's projections.
We were at 75 in 2021, reduced it to 56 in 2022, and now in March of 2025, we're at 124 households and 106 chronic homelessness people. And 24% of the people that we do house come back into the homelessness situation. I'm an optimist, but I'm pessimistic about us being able to reach a 0% homelessness. My goal, of course, was to find a better solution for our emergency shelter and our downtown, and unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Brent Leo, CTV News.
City Hall officials in London say there are limited options for replacing Thames Park Pool with a new multi-use recreation centre in Old South. Council closed the outdoor pool 3 years ago and started planning for a replacement. 6 parks within a 4-kilometre radius meet the criteria for a new indoor pool, but only Basil Grover Park at Commissioners and Warncliffe is large enough for a new pool and community centre. Councillor Skylar Frank wants the location considered when the Park and Rec Master Plan is updated next spring.
I've already had feedback from some people that said it's still too far from Old South. There are traffic concerns with that busy intersection. So staff will just look at that location and see if it could be viable for a multi-use facility. Unfortunately, we are really limited because the city does not own a lot of land in the Old South area.
St. Thomas police are raising money and accepting donations as back-to-school season gets closer.
You guys know what you donated. Thank you so much. What did you say?
The one-day Stuff the Cruiser campaign collects school supplies. Organizers say everything brought in ends up going to local students getting ready for the new school year.
We gathered 4 boxes of backpacks, lunch pails, pens, pencils, all the essentials that children will need. And that's what I like my children to know too, is that not all the kids can get what they want, that you have to help others.
The curtain rises on the London Fringe Theatre Festival tonight.
Do you think that's enough to break into someone else's house?
The door was open.
Oh, really?
Organizers say there will be 90 performances over 5 days. Fringe Festival supports up-and-coming artists with $12 of every $15 ticket going directly to the performers. London Fringe has a lineup that includes drama, comedy, interactive events, including improv, a murder mystery, and magic shows.
Their vibrancy and their enthusiasm is so contagious, and you leave really, really uplifted no matter what subject matter.
A local group of teenagers are heading overseas representing Canada in an ultra-competitive world of tug-of-war. With more, here's Scott Miller.
With each practice, the Blue Water Youth Tug-of-War team is getting themselves ready to take on some of the best tug-of-war teams in the world.
It's a huge deal for us, you know. We're going to the Netherlands, it's a different country, so we know that the competition is going to be really hard over there because, you know, we've just been around here doing competitions in North America, and that's, you know, a small area. But now that we're going on like the world stage and against a whole bunch of other countries around the world, it's just a bigger deal, and we're really excited to show off what we got.
Hoffman is one of 10 members of the Blue Water Youth Tug-of-War team headed to the International Tug-of-War Tournament in the Netherlands on August the 30th. Very few North American teams ever get to participate, but this group of 10 to 17-year-olds who train bi-weekly near Dashwood have won the last 3 U23 North American Tug-of-War Championships, so they are eager to take on stiffer competition overseas.
Yep, the future of tug-of-war in Canada. Hopefully we can get it to grow back to what some of the countries like Switzerland and the Netherlands have with, you know, memberships in the thousands. But you got to start here.
Blue Water has always had a strong senior tug-of-war team, but building up a junior squad has been a slow and steady process, convincing kids they don't need to be 250 pounds of pure muscle in order to participate.
It's more about technique and having multiple people on the rope. More people on the rope that you can fit underneath the weight limit, the better you are.
It's really all in the legs. You just have to pull what you can.
Tug-of-war is totally inclusive. You just have to be strong for your weight, whether it's 100 pounds or 300 pounds. You're accountable for every pound of that on the rope, and that goes towards your team weight. So it's all relative, right?
Blue Water's youth tug-of-war team leaves for the Netherlands in just a couple weeks as they ready to represent Canada at the world's biggest tug-of-war competition for kids.
Yeah, it's so cool. Being able to tell people that you're going to represent our country is the coolest thing to be able to say. So
I'm really excited. I feel like it's a good opportunity for teamwork and just to represent Canada.
It's explosive power. Yeah, the kids are ready.
In Huron County, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Coming up, accusations of racism at a House League soccer game. The coach taking her team off the field because of the verbal abuse. Plus, the story of a local lymphoma patient paying it forward with parking passes.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvlondon.ca, your home for news.
Welcome back. A parent in Windsor is coming forward saying a recent House League soccer game was marred by racist comments from a parent of an opposing player. With more on those accusations, here's Bob Belichico.
I was really hoping I was wrong.
It was a hot summer day. A House League game for players aged 7 to 9 was underway at the Ford Test Track this past weekend. Alicia Colley heard a racial slur doled out by a parent of an opposing team.
Why can't people like that play properly in the heat? If they can't, then they shouldn't be playing.
Colley says the comments didn't stop.
Continuing on in the game, however, there are multiple other kids that are of color on the team, and anything that she had to say in any racial slur or comment slandering was towards a child of color.
Tiana Camiso and Aaliyah Haydus are members of the Sky Blue Windsor Soccer Club team and felt the negative energy on the field.
They're saying people who's black, saying there's something wrong with them being black. And it really hurted me. I didn't like it about, when the person said, I was red, and then, he said, stuff, rude and stuff, so that makes me weird and hurtful.
The Windsor Soccer Club offered this statement to CTV News today, saying, "We are aware of the incident involving parents that occurred during a recent 9-year-old girls' House League soccer game. Although we have not received an official complaint, Windsor Soccer Club takes allegations of inappropriate behavior very seriously. We are currently investigating the incident." Now, team coach Cassandra Camiso made numerous phone calls. She says she plans to lodge a formal complaint. She stopped the game because she felt the comments were getting out of hand.
My daughter said to me, "Mom, is there a problem that I'm black?" And when your kid says that to you, it's heartbreaking. So I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. Everybody round up.
They're all learning, and language like this and any kind of abuse, racial slurs is not tolerated at all, nor should it be, and it needs to be dealt with.
This incident was followed by another blow-up between two teams following a game at Micmac Park Monday night. A parent who did not want to appear on camera said a comment was misunderstood as being racist, contributing to a post-game flare-up.
We encourage people to bring those complaints forward so an independent body can assess the validity of their complaints.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
A local woman spent her birthday at a hospital today celebrating by giving back. As Lauren Stallone reports, she spent plenty of time herself in hospitals over the last 20 years and wanted to help others going through tough treatments.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I appreciate this.
For her birthday this year, Christina Locke is trading candles for kindness.
I'm just so happy that I'm here to celebrate my birthday and to share the joy I feel of having another birthday.
After a 20-year battle with lymphoma, Christina knows how even small expenses like parking can weigh on families.
Part of my healing journey, I wanted to give back, and I thought the best way to give back would be to pay for their parking, because it is something that's going directly to the patient, and it is sparking some joy for them on a day that may not be the best day.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. This is the second year in a row Christina has visited the Verspeten Family Cancer Center at London Health Sciences Center.
As patients enter and I hand them their parking pass, right away their faces light up.
For Christina, that is proof that even a parking pass can be a ticket to kindness.
It means so much because this is a scary place to come. We've got cancer, and it just means so much that somebody is so thoughtful to pay everybody's parking for the day.
It helps with coming when your wife has cancer, so it does help to not pay because it does cost a lot.
Christina has a fund set up through LHSF and has raised over $3,700 to date.
This is something I would like to continue to do yearly for my birthday. And it's something I would like my children and my grandchildren to continue also. A legacy I can leave behind.
Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
A young girl is trying to spread smiles around London, hiding positive messages in bottles across the city. You won't find them floating in the Thames. Sean Irvin has the story.
Meet Londoner Emma Trowell sitting alongside her mother, Mary. Just 9 years old, she takes pride in sharing positive messages.
Never stop believing.
That is just one of many mottos Emma has carried with her since she was 4 years old. Inspired by painted rocks with positive messaging common during the pandemic, Emma thought it was time to put smiles back on faces as a summer project. But she has put a twist on the delivery method, using tiny bottles.
I write a cute message like, have a great day, and did you know you're amazing? Then I'll put it back in the bottle, maybe add some glitter to it, and then I could hide it around the city.
Over the last month, more than 24 bottles have been partially hidden in public areas. A sign she has created alerts passers-by to search.
I hope that they would have a better day if they're like really sad or something like that.
She wanted whoever found it, no matter their age or where they came from, that when they found that, they read it and it turned their day around or made them smile.
It did not take long for Emma's vision to become a reality. The bottles began disappearing, and then social media posts started appearing. Some posters said the signs made their day, while those who took the time to find them were thrilled to read the various positive messages placed inside.
I felt happy that someone found it, and I hope that made them feel better.
Those seeing the post quickly called for others to follow Emma's example. She's hopeful people will.
If they're having a bad day, you could just give it to someone.
We would love if other people want to also do similar things, whether it's having kind messages in a jar, as Emma's doing, or simply being kind in your day. It can go a long way.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Wherever those are scattered around the city, Julie, I'm hoping they're in the shade because that's where people should be spending time on a day like today. Sticky, you called it, with all this humidity.
Yeah, it's been one of those days for sure. We've been under this heat warning again since Friday, and the hot and humid conditions continued today as well. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. A bit of a lull in the activity right now. Grand Bend Beach Cam, you can see lots of people out enjoying the beautiful evening. A great spot to be keeping cool. 32 degrees our high today, 21. Our low temperature well above normal for this time of year. No record, 33 the record set back in 1944. So we have had a thunderstorm warning in effect in London briefly this afternoon. That was dropped. We will likely see a few warnings issued as we push through the late evening. The storms have a lot of moisture to work with, so torrential downpours possible, gusty winds as well. Right now 27 degrees at the London airport. Winds light out of the northeast. The winds are variable and will continue to be variable until the cold front makes the move through. So here's what's happening. A low pressure area well off to the north is dragging a cold front in. We have scattered showers and thunderstorms developing out ahead of it. Now, we did see some convective activity earlier in the day. That's a bit of a combo out ahead of this front. We do see some lake breeze boundaries interacting, and then we get into some storms. Tonight, the front will be coming through overnight, early tomorrow morning, so the probability of scattered showers and thunderstorms at about a 60% chance. So here's the area of low pressure. Here's the cold front, and that will continue to drive through the area overnight. Now, this heat has moved into Quebec, and of course the Maritimes dealing with heat warnings widespread, extreme heat in place, and now forest fires and evacuations are starting to take place in some coastal areas. So the frontal boundary continuing to move through tonight. It won't break the heat in terms of it's still going to be quite warm in the afternoon, but the heat warning will come to an end. But you can see that stretches all the way to the east coast. Western Canada dealing with some thunderstorms tonight. In and around Alberta, a severe thunderstorm watch. Next 48 hours, here's these pockets of showers and thunderstorms. And again, not everyone will pick up the rainfall, but hopefully you're one of the lucky ones who'll see some rain. We definitely need it. That will continue into tomorrow morning. Again, that probability will drop down through the morning hours to about a 40% chance. So the greatest risk for rainfall will come tonight through the overnight and early tomorrow morning. This is that frontal boundary crossing the area. So chance for showers in the afternoon, about a 40% chance. So tomorrow will be one of those days where we could be dodging some showers, but that's the leading edge of the drier air, we'll call it. In terms of humidex tomorrow afternoon, still feeling like the mid-30s. Warm conditions and muggy overnight, 19 to 20 degrees. Our Metal Roof Outlet forecast for your Thursday, sunshine and 28, 31 on Friday. On Saturday, hot at 33. Another front comes in and the temperature dips on Sunday. Now, forecast has shifted a bit since yesterday. So Sunday, Monday into Tuesday, daytime highs 24 to 25. So that'll be comfortable. The next few days will still be uncomfortable for many. So I'm sure you'll notice a bit of a break from the humidity, but by Friday, Saturday, we're right back into the hot stuff once again. Midwestern Ontario, scattered showers and thunderstorms overnight, 26 tomorrow. Thursday into Friday, sunshine, 28 to 30 degrees. Note the overnight lows dropping off a bit though, 14 to 16. So that comfort level, much better. And then Saturday night, chance for showers, still 32, and then we drop down to 23 on Sunday. So the risk of rainfall and some cooler air moving in by the end of the weekend. Carlisle, there's some cooler days ahead. Temperatures will break a bit for tomorrow, so not quite as extreme. Still hot heading into the weekend, but early next week, I think we're in for a bit of a treat.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. So ahead, China announces a massive tariff on Canadian canola. We'll explain what's behind that decision.
We want to send you on one more road trip this summer. We want to send you to Pine Knob, Michigan to see Hardy on August 23rd.
All you have to do is be listening to our show at 8:30 tomorrow morning for another chance to win some tickets. Good luck.
Chinese officials are escalating a trade dispute with Canada, and canola farmers are caught in the middle. China has announced massive anti-dumping duties, seemingly retaliating for Canada's tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. Judy Trin reports.
My farm is roughly half canola. So today is very devastating news, obviously, to me.
Andre Harp is one of 40,000 canola farmers in Canada who woke up to the news that China was imposing a 75.8% duty on the oilseed. Canola prices dropped $1 a bushel after the anti-dumping tariff was announced. More bad news for an industry contending with drought just weeks away from harvest.
Not only are we facing a yield loss, but at the same time, obviously now we're facing an income loss for whatever we do grow. So it's, right now this could be a double whammy.
In 2024, Canada exported $5 billion of canola to China. To justify its actions, China said that after conducting an investigation, it found that Canada was providing its farmers with unfair subsidies. This escalation has its roots in the former Liberal government's decision to impose tariffs on electric vehicles.
We will be introducing a 100% tariff on Chinese-made electric vehicles.
The previous government in Ottawa had done this to align its policy on China with that of Washington, but we didn't get any brownie points.
The canola industry generates more than $40 billion annually and employs 200,000 people. Saskatchewan's premier says that's bigger than the steel, aluminum, and auto industry combined.
Canola producers hit with these Chinese tariffs, I would say that they deserve the same attention by our federal government and our prime minister as we're seeing in other industries.
To improve the Canada-China trading relationship, Premier Mo says that the Prime Minister needs to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping as soon as possible.
Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
The company behind the now defunct Hudson's Bay department stores has changed its name. Hudson's Bay sold its intellectual property to Canadian Tire, so the corporate entity left behind will now be known as Rupert Legacy, referring to the Bay's first governor, Prince Rupert, back in the 1700s. Earlier this year, Canadian Tire bought the Hudson's Bay brand for $30 million. Canada's main stock index advanced on strength in the real estate and financial sectors. The TSX gained 146 points. In New York, the Dow added 484, the Nasdaq up 297. The Canadian dollar up 0.06 cents today. On commodity markets, gold lost $5.70 an ounce. Oil fell 79 cents a barrel. Later on CTV News, Swifties in a frenzy after an early morning album announcement. Welcome back. Coast Guards on both sides of the border are warning people not to take part in this weekend's Port Huron float down. The event takes place on the third Sunday in August on the St. Clair River. Officials say the water poses serious dangers and Transport Canada is restricting all water vessels. Authorities say the event is unsanctioned, citing a 19-year-old's death during the 2014 float down. Despite the annual warnings, thousands of people have participated each year. For many students across the country, there are still a few more weeks of summer vacation left, but in some school boards, kids are already back in class. Evan Kenny has more on life on the year-round school schedule.
Class is back in session for 1,300 Edmonton Catholic school students. How are you feeling for first day of school?
Good. A little shaky, like it's nervous, but good. New school is good. It will help you make new friends.
While most are excited to be back with friends, some aren't ready for the summer to be over.
It's so shocked, all the schools are reopening during September, but we are opening just August, and it's early August too.
Students at St. Alphonsus Elementary Junior High, St. Catherine Elementary Junior High, and St. Teresa of Calcutta Elementary School start 3 weeks earlier than others in Edmonton. They receive the same number of instructional hours because of extra time off in the fall and at spring break.
I think it's nice. They get slightly longer breaks during the year and they're learning more of the time.
Those longer breaks throughout the year just give everyone a chance to reset and come back focused.
Which helps parents too.
So we are working. So 2 months is long too. Yeah. For the kids to stay at home. Yeah. So for me, it's better to go early.
The principal suggests anyone interested in year-round school,
give it a try. It works for so many different families in different ways, and it's good that we have this option.
The rest of the students in Edmonton Catholic and public schools return to class September 2nd after the long weekend. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Welcome back to KP's Rescue 975, brought to you by London's Airport Kia. This week, we are meeting 5-year-old Ollie. He's arriving in style in a 2025 Kia Seltos. Ollie's journey brought him from Quebec when his previous owners could no longer keep him. But this gentle giant hasn't lost his love for life or people. He's healthy, happy, and ready to make every day brighter. If you're looking for a loyal, loving companion who will be by your side through every adventure, Ollie's your boy. Visit animalert.ca to fill out an application to adopt Ollie. This looks like a great way to beat the heat. Thank you so much, Sherry Lynn Honeyford, for this photo. These are Sherry Lynn's grandkids, Sadie, Sophia, Sylvia, Ashlyn, Madden, and Mason. They're spending the week with their grandma. Heading into tomorrow, the heat breaks. Still feeling like the mid-30s. Scattered showers possible. And then Thursday, lots of sunshine. Friday, sunshine. And hot on Saturday.
Pop star Taylor Swift announced a new album this morning.
So I wanted to show you something.
Okay, what do we got?
We got
a briefcase.
Yep.
Mint green with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
The new record is called The Life of a Showgirl. She made that announcement on her boyfriend Travis Kelce's podcast. The singer had been posting cryptic messages on social media, stoking the internet rumor mill. Her announcement today, though, did not include a release date. Officials in 2 Atlantic Canadian provinces have banned people from walking through the woods, a measure aimed at reducing the risk of further wildfire ignition. However, as Judy Trin reports, it's a decision some are calling an overreach.
Much of Atlantic Canada is a tinderbox. New Brunswick is the second province after Nova Scotia to ban people from force on public land.
What do you make of it? Sad, but it's the wise thing to do.
We're telling Nova Scotians, stay out of the woods.
Less than a week after Nova Scotia put in its restrictions, the ban is being challenged.
Walking in the woods.
Jeff Evely deliberately broke the law in protest and posted it on social media. The former soldier told provincial forestry officers ahead of time that he was going to walk through the woods. Then he was issued a ticket.
Let me see if we can see that.
Evely says the fine for more than $28,000 violates his constitutional rights.
It needs to be minimally impairing and logically connected to the goal. And so my sneakers do not give off sparks.
In Nova Scotia, most fires are started by people. So far, the Ministry of Natural Resources has ticketed 6 people for going into the woods. The province says this year's conditions are similar to 2023, when wildfires forced 16,000 Halifax residents to flee.
It's just so dry right now with people in the more people that are in the woods, the more likelihood we're going to have a fire.
Back in New Brunswick, government officials say the ban ensures emergency resources are directed where they are needed the most.
We're asking you to make the safe choice for our first responders, for your neighbors, and for our woods.
Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland are still allowing people into the forest, but have increased the penalties for violating the fire ban. Fines are now upwards of $50,000. And in Newfoundland, a violation could result in a 1-year jail sentence. Judy Trin, CTV News.
Parks officials in Alberta say they're issuing more warnings and closing entire areas because of bear concerns. And that's prompted an education campaign teaching locals and tourists how to be bear safe. Kathy Lee reports.
Amidst the beauty in Kananaskis, the land bursts with berries. And where there are these juicy fruits, there are bears.
With bear spray.
An increase in Bruin activity in the area.
They're all over the place. Black bears and grizzly bears.
Prompted Derek Ryder and his team to set up at the Canmore Nordic Centre to alert visitors.
This is really important, especially for tourists who don't live here or are knowledgeable.
Alberta Parks confirms there are now 17 bear warnings and closures in various popular areas in Kananaskis country. The Forestry and Parks Ministry says in July and August, bears are focused on eating as many buffalo berries as they can. The reason there have been an increase in human and bear encounters is because of the bumper berry crop, thanks to ideal weather.
We had a great amount of rain, but we also had warm at the right time.
Alberta Parks advises visitors to make noise, travel in groups, be aware of surroundings and bear warnings, keep pets on a leash, and carry bear spray anytime they're on the trails. These are precautions Howard Maw now takes every time in the backcountry after a grizzly lunged at him and his wife on a trail in Kananaskis country last month.
The lesson for us is that no matter what, if it's a short hike, even if you think it'll be a popular one with lots of people around, always be prepared.
The province says it's always looking for new ways to improve human-wildlife coexistence with various strategies to teach bears to be wary of people.
All the bear cares about is his berries.
But education for people about the bears also crucial.
If you run across a bear, stop, talk, walk. Stop. Assess what that bear is doing. If it's just got its hair in the bush and it's just eating, leave it alone.
Sound advice so that animal and human can both enjoy the beauty of nature and go home happy. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Kananaskis country.
London's top stories.
We have breaking news tonight out of Ottawa. The latest in the
breaking news alerts.
I'm tracking an area of severe weather. It'll start.
And watch live.
A development now to a story from City Hall we brought you.
Download the CTV News app.
Welcome back. Finally tonight, researchers in Eastern Canada studying the mud at the bottom of the sea. Sarah Plowman has more on the discoveries they're making.
A few hours northeast of Quebec City is the Saguenay Fjord, carved from glacier forces that snakes inland from the St. Lawrence. Scientists from the UK and the Université Laval are here to study what lies beneath the mud at the bottom.
The mud at the bottom of the seafloor is also really, really rich in organic carbon and is storing this carbon, but we know much less about it because it's so far down, it's so deep, and it's really hard to study.
And so they dig up samples 200 meters below.
It's this really important carbon store, which obviously is really important to understand in understanding how climate change is progressing and things we can do to mitigate climate change.
Each scoop full of animals like tube worms and brittle stars. In a lab, they'll study how they move in the mud, actively churning the sediment and with it, the carbon.
If you think about the seafloor, most people think that there's nothing there. But these animals are so important for moving the sediment, building ecosystems and maintaining the ecosystem above it.
This study is part of the Convex Seascape Survey, a 5-year global project focused on how, where, and when the ocean's continental shelves and muddy seafloor store carbon.
And what we're investigating is what role do the tiny little animals that live on the seafloor play in regulating those huge processes.
And by understanding how the system works, we can then understand how the system no longer works if it is perturbed, for example, by human activities or by climate change.
Scientists came to this fjord partly due to its biodiversity. From the water, it feels large, but on a global map, it's a mere dot.
But what's really magical about the place is that it acts as a laboratory for much bigger scale systems.
Their research now moves from this fjord to the lab, where they'll study the samples they gathered right here. Sarah Plowman, CTV News, Petite-Saguenay, Quebec.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. I'm back tonight with your late news at 11. Bye for now.